The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Smokescreen or a way bigger problem? We'll break down the latest with the Jets. Lot to get into. It's the Jake Asman Show, live on the first day in April, and it starts right now.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We have a ton to dive into on the show, but I want to remind people that tonight at 7 Eastern, that's right, maybe some of you are watching this after 7 p.m., but guess what? Head over to the Jets Collective YouTube channel at some point and watch episode 2 of my new show I do every week with BT Brandon Tierney and the longest tenured New York Jets beat reporter of all time, ESPN's Rich Cimini. We will have a lot to discuss following Rich's trip to the NFL owners meetings this past week. In regards to the Jets, I went back and listened to Aaron Glenn's press conference and to Darren Mougey's press conference. And then I went back and listened to an interview that Aaron Glenn did one-on-one with SNY following the press conference. And I come away with some thoughts on the Jets wide receiver room, because it's interesting that both Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn, in separate interviews, in separate press conferences, both of them downplayed the idea that the Jets need another wide receiver. And as we sit here right now, I think if you're a rational fan, you know that cannot be the case. The New York Jets wide receiver room is lacking a proven commodity next to Garrett Wilson. It just is. I like A.D. Mitchell as much as anyone. A.D. Mitchell had what? 24 catches in 8 games with the Jets after he was acquired. He flashed some potential. I think that they might have something in Isaiah Williams in some sort of role, but right now he's the number 3, right? Garrett Wilson's Garrett Wilson, but you already paid Garrett Wilson. So how do you maximize what he is as a player? Well, you need to add another playmaker who can go out there and take some of the attention away from Garrett. Or if teams are going to double Garrett and shade all their coverage towards him, you need someone else that can make you pay for that. So listen to what both Mougey and Glenn said about the wide receiver room. I am hoping that this is a giant smokescreen, right? They don't want to telegraph the fact that they need a wide receiver. Mougey, we know, is a shrewd trader. He doesn't want to telegraph the fact that he's in negotiations potentially with a different team to land a veteran wide receiver. Maybe it's Brian Thomas Jr., right? That's what I hope is happening here. But we said this last year, and guess what? No, they went into the year woefully unprepared in that room, right? Remember the whole talk there, Garrett Wilson injury away from being in trouble? Well, guess what? That is exactly what happened. Now, it wouldn't have mattered because Justin Fields can't complete a pass, to quote the owner of the team. But the point is, they were woefully short in that room, and right now it's the same thing. They're not that much better than they were a year ago when they had Tyler Johnson and Allen Lazard and Josh Reynolds trying to masquerade as like the number 2 wide receiver for Garrett Wilson. It wasn't good enough then, and right now their room is still not good enough, even if Mason Taylor takes a leap in year 2 like Aaron Glenn said he expects him to. He's still a tight end, and they still need more weapons. So this was Darren Mougey being asked about the wide receiver room the other day.
Good about the wide receiver room. Obviously, getting Garrett back and healthy will be big for us, and seeing A.D. Mitchell and Isaiah and Arian, having those guys take the next step and continue to grow. But like all positions, we'll continue to evaluate the markets and see, is there an opportunity to add, competition and depth.
I mean, Arian Smith cannot be a factor on this team. He can't. He's got to earn a roster spot. This feels like Malachi Corley all over again. If you're asking me right now, does Arian Smith make the Jets roster? I'd say it's 50-50. I'd lean with no if I had to guess. Because I don't buy this. I think this is a smokescreen. I think the New York Jets are going to add a bona fide wide receiver because I believe that they're being competently run by Mougey, and he's going to recognize the mistakes he made last year, and he's going to look at this draft, and there's a reason why the Jets haven't spent big money at that position in free agency because they think, based on their scouting, they could find a really good receiver either at 16 or at pick 33. That, to me, is what's happening here. They're going to add a wide receiver. They have no choice. It could be a trade as well, as I mentioned. This was Glenn being asked the same question.
That you are happy with your wide receiver room currently, but how comfortable are you adding a receiver in the draft, or do you want some more veteran depth at that position?
We're comfortable with adding good players, whatever position that is. I mean, obviously, Garrett's a number one. I'm really looking forward to see what A.D. Mitchell do this year. Obviously, he's going to be a part of this program from offseason into training camp, which will help him. Then you have Isaiah. Man, we have a number of guys. We have Arian, who was our draft pick last year. We have a number of guys that's going to get a chance to take that next step with us. So I look forward to seeing that.
I mean, look, Glenn can say whatever he wants about Arian. He had 7 catches last year. A.D. Mitchell flashed some potential. They need weapons, man. Do you want to have this fairy tale Geno Smith season, right? The head coach said yesterday that Geno's going to lead them to the promised land. Well, you got to surround Geno Smith with weapons. And I find it interesting that we're all asking for Geno Smith to give us the Ryan Fitzpatrick 2015 season. The dirty little secret about why Fitzpatrick was able to have that magical year is because look who he was throwing to. Brandon Marshall, who had the greatest single season a Jet wide receiver has ever had, broke basically every record that year. Eric Decker, who's a 1 at that point in time on a lot of teams in the league. He was the Jets' number 2. And their number 3 was Quincy Enunwa, who's a really good player before injuries, unfortunately, ravaged his career. Not to mention they had a running back in Chris Ivory that ran for over 1,000 yards. That helps Fitzpatrick. So, you got to add more playmakers, man. They have the ingredients of being a pretty good offense, as crazy as that sounds. Right? If Frank Reich is not completely washed as a play caller, there's enough in that offense to think they shouldn't be an embarrassment. And I get it. A lot of Jet fans are going to hear that and be like, who cares? But this team couldn't complete passes last year. Can they at least be watchable? They lost week 1 to the Steelers. That was a fun game, at least offensively, right? It was a watchable game from that standpoint. Can we get more games like that? Scoring points? Offensively, they have Breece Hall, who will be back. I'm very confident in that after hearing from both Glenn and Mougey the past couple of days. You combine that with an offensive line that on paper looks like it should be the strength of the offense. It was last year. They had a good season. Now, they had a lot of great injury luck outside of AVT. But you know what? They're in position with both the stud tackles, another year of Membu, another year of Olu, Tippmann, contract year. Maybe the Jets get something done with him, but he's a really good player. I think Dylan Parham was a low-key, underrated type of deal by Mougey. I'm a fan of that signing. Myers, if he's your 5th best lineman, you could live with that, and they could draft someone. Wouldn't shock me if pick 33 or 44 is used on an offensive lineman. In fact, I wouldn't be upset if they took, let's say, Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon in the 2nd round, or Chase Bisontis from Texas A&M in round 2, or Caden Proctor. Maybe the Jets see him as a guard more than a tackle. Vega Ione from Penn State. I don't love it at 16, but we can't deny they'd be adding a stud to that unit. So the point is, there's some ingredients on offense here. The line is solid. You have a number 1 receiver. You're running back at over 1,000 yards. No matter how anyone feels about Geno Smith, whether or not he's going to, lead the Jets to the promised land or any of that.
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
I think Geno Smith can lead the Jets to a top 20 offense if they protect him. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think their ceiling is to be an elite offense, but they could go from one of the worst in the league to maybe in the low 20s. That'd be a major improvement. There's some pieces here. There's some ingredients to, actually feel decent about. You have a lot of the hard stuff checked off. Number 1 receiver, check. Left and right tackle, check. Very good running back, check. Maybe a nice complimentary number 3 wide receiver, an AD Mitchell. Check. If that's where he's slotted, right? That's where AD Mitchell should be slotted. He should be the number 3 on this team, not the 2. And really, if you're probably a really, really good team, he's probably closer to a 4, but I happen to like AD Mitchell maybe more than some Jet fans, so I'm curious to see what he could do. And then I think you look at a guy like Mason Taylor. Can he take that step in year 2? I think he can. You have the ingredients here of some solid players. Can you get another weapon, though? And that's why I think this is a smokescreen. They could feel good about their wide receiver room. They'd be lying to us. Right? If they feel good about their... So 2 things are happening here. One, if the Jets are honest, if Mougey and Glenn actually are genuine that they feel good about their wide receiver room, then they are lying to us, or this is a smokescreen. I lean with a smokescreen because I don't think Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn will make the same mistake twice, not having enough playmakers in that room. Yeah, if everyone stays healthy and AD Mitchell takes a step forward, sure, you could talk yourself into it, but really? I mean, Arian Smith cannot be a name Glenn is mentioning as a guy who he looks forward to taking the next step, and we take that answer seriously. He had 7 catches last year. Isaiah Williams was cut and brought back. He ended up being team MVP, but that was because of special teams, not because of his offensive abilities as a receiver. They got to draft someone. I'll let you guys in on an interview I did between shows today. I taped a great conversation with former Jet Leger Douzable. You guys will check that out on the channel in a couple days. Leger played with Geno Smith, played with Darian, played with Demario Davis, and was coached by Carl Dunbar. So I had a great conversation with him. But in his mock draft that he's going to post tomorrow for CBS HQ, he has the Jets taking Jordan Tyson at 16. And you know what? If Tyson's there, I get the injury concerns, but that's the type of player you almost got to roll the dice on. Or if they go with Kenyon Sadiq at 16, I would get it. They need weapons, man. And I will say this again. Not everyone agrees with me because, Jake, they have so many needs. And I get it. They do have a lot of needs. But you know what? You can't go wrong taking good football players. And Glenn said something similar yesterday. Like, just if you love the player, like, just go get the player. He learned that, he said, from Sean Payton, I believe. If you're the Jets and you packaged pick 44 and pick 16, and you're moving up to pick 7 so you could take Carnell Tate, are there going to be a ton of Jet fans that are that upset using 1 second-round pick to move up to get a stud receiver, to get their guy? Because you look at the draft order, there's a chance the big 3 don't make it to 16. Or maybe the Jets don't have as high of a grade on Omar Cooper Jr. Or even if Tyson's there, maybe the medical stuff is a big red flag for them. They can't do it. But if you told me the Jets used 16 and then an extra second they acquired in a deal, and they still would have 33 to recoup in a trade back or get a good player there, and they moved up for a guy like Tate, I'm all for it. Call Washington, call New Orleans, call Kansas City, see if you can move up. Or call Cincinnati and get in front of Miami, because they could definitely take a wide receiver after they traded away Jalen Waddle. So, look, they need to get weapons, and that to me is a no-brainer. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. It is the 1st of April, so I have a killer raffle prize for all of you. Signed Darren Lee helmet up for grabs at the end of the show. Psych, April Fools. Here's the actual prize. In honor of talking about great Jet wide receivers trying to manifest something, Don Maynard signed helmet. If you want to get a helmet signed by one of the greatest Jets of all time, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Don Maynard, make sure you enter the raffle, and we will spin the wheel of champions at the end of the show. Someone's going to win this helmet. When you enter for this helmet, you're also entered in Saturday's weekly raffle, Revis signed football, Garrett Wilson signed football, Joe Klecko signed jersey. Our top prizes in the raffle. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, our first 5 memberships have come through. Jeffrey, who won a signed item on the show the other day, he's back for more. 5 gifted memberships from Jeffrey. Let's go. If you hear your name called, you're a channel member now. J-Boy, Falcon West, Brian Hilario, DGOS8S, D-Bar, all receiving a gifted membership. But wait, there is more. How about our guy Frank P., our first 10 spot of the afternoon? Hey, now, let's go. He's leading us to greatness.
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
That's Aaron Glenn talking about Frank P. Let's go.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, here are the 10, courtesy of Frank P. If you hear your name, thank him. Matthew M. Wilson, Kim Hudson, Ray Noble, Bop P, My Cat Hates Fish, Jin Tenge, Hulk Smash, all receiving a membership. The great Allison Tuckwab, Jin Tanai, and wait, there is more. Oh, baby. Frank, thank you for the 10. I see we got another 5 here from Marvelous 33.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Ay, 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 ay.
Here we go. 5 more. Michael Marino, Mario Solinsky, Katuri N156, and H Hitters all receiving a membership. Don Maynard sign helmet up for grabs at the end of the show. Jeffrey with another 5. My goodness, let's go. Jeffrey matching Frank with 10 entries in the show. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. One final cut from Darren Mougey that I want to play, and then we'll set the stage for Asmaniac Madness. We got a fun one coming up with Mad Max going up against the Australian Jet fan in the 3 versus 11 battle. But one cut from Mougey I want to hit. This is another example of a GM just not being honest. And I'll explain what I mean. So here's the question, and then here's the answer from Mougey. And I'm not criticizing Mougey here, but I know this is just not true, and I'll tell you why.
With when you are building the draft board, you guys are having these conversations. Do you discuss next year's draft at all, and like particular positions? Do you go, we think 2027 is going to be great at long snapper? So
right.
We're not going to take a long snapper.
We are talking long snappers.
Yeah, so we're not going to take a long snapper in 2026. Like, is that real? Like,
those discussions happen a little bit, but really we're so focused on the work we got to do now, and there's so much work, and we've got so much opportunity this year in this class. So most of the focus is on, I mean, there's some discussions about it, but those are big projections,
right.
You know, and we've all seen that landscape change, so you never know. So you really need to be in the now and the focus on the now.
Yeah. Supposedly it's a good year for long snappers.
Next year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Mougey is answering that the right way, but those conversations happen. All right. I spent every Sunday working with a former NFL GM of 2 teams. Those conversations happen. I've talked to Mike Tannenbaum about that personally. I've heard other GMs, both current and former, say, yeah, of course, that's the one position you do scout ahead. And the Jets have 3 first-round picks. So, of course, they're looking ahead. Mougey doesn't want to telegraph that, though. That's what he's supposed to say. The landscape could change, but his job is to look ahead. And it's why I don't think they're going to take Ty Simpson at 16. And I think even more evidence of that is Aaron Glenn said Geno Smith's leading us to the promised land. Does that sound like a guy who's going to take a quarterback at 16? Oh, he's going to take a player that's going to help Geno Smith reach the promised land. So if they take Ty, and I think they like him, I do, but there's enough concerns with him at 16 where I think they would only take him in the back end of round 1 if it doesn't cost a ton to move back in and get him, or at pick 33. But I could tell you for a fact from talking with former GMs and listening to current GMs say this, that that's the one position that they do look ahead and scout. And yes, the landscape obviously changes. This year, Garrett Nussmeier and Drew Aller and Carson Beck and Cade Klubnik, all these guys were supposed to be great. Lenora Sellers didn't work out that way. But they are 100% looking ahead. Maybe not the scouts, but the GM is. That's part of the job. So Mougey said the right thing there. This is not a criticism of Darren Mougey, but I can tell you for a fact, it's part of the equation. It is. It has to be. You're not running your team properly if it's not. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. What do you make of those comments there from Glenn and Mougey? Will the Jets draft a receiver at 16? End of today is the final day to join my Patreon if you want your name added for the upcoming month of April to the intro. Plus, you get Discord access. You'll find out about exclusive events. You get a 20% discount in the merch store year-round. And when you sign up for the year, guess what? You save 15% and get 10 raffle tickets applied as well. So join the Patreon if you haven't. patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, they always cut the line. We are presented today by my friends at ZipRecruiter. Listen up, Jet fans. ZipRecruiter is going to help you get employed, or if you're an employer, help you find the best candidate that you need. It's draft season, right? Every Jet fan, you're watching film, and by film, I mean 12 minutes of YouTube highlights, and now you're an expert. The truth is, building a great team is not about hype. It's about finding the right fit, and again, that's why you got to use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter does all the scouting for you. Their smart matching technology finds top candidates that check all your boxes. You can even add screening questions, so you're only talking to the real difference makers. It's like hitting on all your draft picks, which the Jets need to do at 2 and 16 this year, especially. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. All right, we're going to get to your calls shortly, but let's set the stage now for Asmaniac Madness. Are we ready for a battle here? All right, here's where we're at in terms of the greatest tournament in all of sports.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
We are making our way through the Dangerous Alliance region. Earlier today, Adam is too cool put up a great fight, but it was Papa Jet moving on. So the 4-seed Papa Jet will take on Leany in North Carolina in the Sweet 16. But now the bottom half of the bracket needs to be set. It's the Australian Jet fan and it's Mad Max. That's the battle, the 3-seed versus the 11-seed. And voting for Asmaniac Madness this afternoon is officially underway.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Here we go. Vote, vote, vote. The first word today comes from Australian Jets fan who has called in from, you guessed it, Australia.
Oh, what's up, Jake? Sorry, I was looking for my football, but, I couldn't find it. What's up, Asmaniacs? I'm here in the iconic 69 jersey. You know it. This is gonna be my McDonald's outfit tomorrow, most likely, if I get through. I'm gonna go during the day, and I'll take a video because I want people to be there. Otherwise, what's the point in going in a Jets 69 jersey and a helmet if no one's gonna be there? But
so explain what the McDonald's thing is for those who didn't see the first show, AJF.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go into a McDonald's hopefully like around public hours, and I'm gonna eat a large quarter pounder meal in my Jets gear, helmet, and everything. I don't know how I'm gonna I might have to go like this if I'm gonna get to the burger, or maybe like this. One way or another, I'm eating it with a helmet on if I make it through. And then maybe you guys could help me come up with something else to do if I make it through to the next round. But
so your pitch is you'll go to McDonald's in a full helmet, shoulder pads, the whole thing, and eat McDonald's live on the air while wearing that helmet.
Well, I'll probably not do it live on the air because I want there to be people in the McDonald's. Otherwise, it's not as entertaining.
I see. Now, what are your thoughts on Mad Max?
Look, he's crazy, but they're calling Mad Max. Last time I checked, Mad Max was an Australian movie. I thought that was based in Australia. So is he actually Mad Max? And yeah, I'm up at all different hours watching the show. I love the Jets. I flew all the way to New York just for the draft party last year. I'm devoted. I'm a devoted Asmaniac. I've also been an Asmaniac longer than Mad Max has. So, I appreciate all the support in the chat for everyone who wants to vote for me. Regardless if we win or not, we're going to be happy. But he said this wasn't going to be a competition, and I'd really like to prove him wrong with an upset and go through the next round. go through to the next round.
Ladies and gentlemen, a strong pitch from the 11 seed Australian Jet fan. And now we hear from the 3 seed.
Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets. That boy, he's jamming. He's slamming. Freaking dancing. Wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Oh my God. What's up, Asmaniacs? Can you guys hear me? We're outside a little bit. We're just enjoying this 80-degree weather. So let's get this pitch against Australian Jets fan. You know, Asmaniacs, you got to vote for me. I'm a loyal Asmaniac. You know, Australian Jets fan thinks he's loyal. I mean, come on. I see more on Paul Boy's show or Ricky New York. I'm a loyal Asmaniac. You know what I mean? And I'm a loyal Jets fan. How long has the Australian Jets fan been a Jets fan for? Because I feel like it's a recent thing. I've been a Jets fan since 2016. So we watched through the crap with Adam Gase. You know, he started in 2020 as becoming a Jets fan. You know, I've been, you know how you vote for someone in these tournaments. It's like, who's longer suffering? You know, I've been suffering longer, even though it's a couple years longer. You know, we have a little support system. You know, so the Jets have been terrible for years. So this is my pitch to Asmaniacs. Vote for me today in Asmaniac Madness. Look what I'm wearing today. A Mad Max shirt. 01. We're gonna. So I've been promoting this.
Max. You're confusing Austrian Jet fan with Australian Jet fan.
Australian Jet fan, my bad.
Is the one I'm
Australian Jet fan, but look, I have my Mad Max shirt on, walking around this beautiful campus around Rowan University. So
hey,
I
Max,
got so many.
Get someone to do a Jet chant. That will help your chances.
I'll get someone to do a Jet chant. I'll get someone right now. I'll get someone, Jake. You know, man, but. While walking around this beautiful campus, you know, yeah, Sergeant Drop, do a Jet chant for me. We're walking around, Jake, you know, look at this beautiful.
I'm waiting. Where are the people? Where are the people?
All my boys in the state, we'll get them to do a Jet chant for me, you know. If we bump into someone who's a Jet fan, you know. Jets, Jets. Oh my God. Woo. Good job.
Mad Max, you better call in with someone giving us a Jet chant, all right?
That sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max trying to campaign for votes.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
You better bring it, Mad Max. We need all the people doing the Jet chants here. This is a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. Kyle Clifton in the Raffle for 2 says, I met AJF. I do not like run-on sentences. AJF with the early edge, but I like to wait till both say their piece.
Good job.
Strong stuff from both. This is a tough one. Aussie Jet fan says, I've been a Jet fan since birth. Thank you. Look, I don't want to tell people how to vote, but I can tell you Aussie Jet fan is a true Jets fan. He did come all the way to our draft party last year. When he was living out in Finland, he flew into New York. We surprised him with a Justin Fields jersey. That is aged poorly. I think the other jersey he said he owns is a Zach Wilson one, so not great. All right, more of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about this because I think we've come a long way over the last year. I take you back to this day 1 year ago when there was madness unlike any other. There's Asmaniac Madness, and then there's real world madness. And a year ago today, this crazy moment happened on the Jake Asman show in the Sweet 16 between Charles Gorman and the big fella.
Okay, Jake, this is some real serious shit right now. I'm helping someone out. Do you have Cash App? I'm serious, Jake. I swear to God. I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah, what do you need the money for, Charles?
She's real. I heard her voice. I swear to God.
What does she need help with?
It's complicated right now. Please, Jake. I really am in deep, dire straits right now.
Why not ask
a deposit of $1,000, but something turned out with her financial department. She uses Bitcoin wallet.
Of course she does.
I was supposed to help her out with some payments.
Why would you help her out? You don't have a job. Bad fella, what do you think of this situation?
I smell criminality everywhere. I smell it. I need the bat spray.
I'm being serious here.
I'm being serious. Charles, If she's asking you for Bitcoin, that's a scam, bro. Now back to Batman. Charles, you cannot be duped. Do not fall for this.
I met her on Discord.
Have you seen what she looks like?
Well, she's busy right now. She was busy at the time.
Of course. So you've never seen her because you're being scanned. If I'm supposed to believe this is real, she needs it for what?
The financial department.
The financial department of what?
Don't you fall for that scam.
Well, I just lost all my freaking money because of this bitch.
Well, how much did you pay this person?
Too damn much. I heard her voice. It was a woman.
Have you watched this show and seen what Gator has done with people's voices?
It wasn't Gator. It was an actual female voice.
Oh my God. Of course it's not Gator scamming you. $70? Is that why you requested that from me? More than that?
Yes.
How much?
I literally help people that have been victimized from this weekly. This is called a romance scam. What did you use? Did you use like Venmo?
Cash App, Bitcoin address.
Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Nah, you're not getting your money back, dude. I can't help you. You're lucky it's not all your money.
How much money is it?
Over 100.
How much? Give me an exact number and we will probably get it done right now. If you swear to everyone watching the show, you will not be scammed by anyone that is fake trying to get your money again. Block this person immediately. Do not give them any more money. You understand?
Yes. I was an idiot, Jake. My parents warned me about this shit and I failed.
You cannot talk to strangers on the internet, Charles. You understand?
Yes.
Tell me how much money you sent to this fake person immediately. How much total money is this roughly here? Because I can't do the math as I'm on the air right now. This is over $1,000, Charles. Is that why you asked for 1,000 at the beginning? That's so nice of you, big fella. I'll make sure we get this to Charles.
Look, Charles is a special person. And for someone to take advantage of him, I wish I was the real Batman because I go and destroy them.
I posted Charles' Venmo in the chat. Send it to him directly. I mean, it's just brutal. Charles, you got scammed, man. Hopefully you learn from this. That's all you could do. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are 1 year to the date. And joining us right now to reflect and move forward is...
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Glowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
First and foremost, thank you to everyone who helped me during that time last year on this exact day. It was one of the worst and one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. And thank you guys so much, including the big fella, the bad fella, whatever you go. You know what? Fuck it. Let's call him the big bad fella. That's what he should merge his name, the big bad fella.
Now, Dave Brigga has written in, scammed and still without a job a year later.
Yes, I am without a job at the moment.
How is the job pursuit going?
It's going great, Jake. It's going great.
Good, good.
I know you texted me earlier around 3:30 that you owed me a full call, so here I am. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. I'm great. You know, yesterday when you called in, I think there was a lot of craziness with Beast and Leader of Jets going on.
I know. I felt that in the chat with him and Leader of Jets. Listen, man, about the whole situation with the whole wide receiver thing, I think, well, I wouldn't mind if the Jets took either an offensive weapon in the draft. I think they're most likely going to get one via trade or free agency. However, I do not want Tyreek Hill. That guy's a douchebag.
I don't think Tyreek Hill is an option for them. I don't think, one, he'd want the Jets, and two, the Jets would want him.
I'm glad. Thank you, Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn, for not wanting that SOB.
Sean Bennett wants to know, Charles, do you sell good lemonade? Have you thought about opening a lemonade stand?
I don't know how to make lemonade. I know the easy thing is you got to squeeze lemons to make lemonade, but I never done that when I was a kid either. I know a lot of kids did that in their time, but I never done that when I was a kid.
What if you sold Boy Scout or Girl Scout cookies?
I actually sold popcorn when I was with my Boy Scout troop, but I haven't done that in years.
Maybe you bring it back.
Well, I'm not active with my Boy Scout troop.
Maybe you rejoin.
I can't rejoin my troop. Once you're a scout, you're always a scout, but I'm an Eagle Scout, so.
Sham BTW checks in. Great. Charles, tell us where you've been applying.
I've been applying to random place. I didn't even apply to a whorehouse. I'm kidding about that. You obviously can't tell me.
Whoa. It's a family program, Chuck.
I know, calm your freaky down. Right now, I'm trying to hear back from DVRS in regards to this crap. So,
I feel like you do a lot of waiting around for other people to give you info. You got to be more of a go-getter in this job process.
I'm definitely thinking about getting considered in doing that. Yes.
So, so we're at the stage now where you're once again considering doing something about it, but you're still waiting around doing nothing. Oh, do I have that correct?
Yes and no.
Okay. Well, yes and no. What am I talking about? Mets 2128?
No.
What's stopping you from getting after it right now and going to apply for a bunch of potential jobs?
That's a great question.
Mike Perez checks in. He's in the raffle for 2. How's the job search? Great, but still don't have a job. LOL.
I was actually being sarcastic about the job search going great, Jake.
Well, we couldn't tell. You didn't really express some great sarcasm there.
Well, I tried with that. I'm not very good expressing sarcasm at times.
All right, so if it's not going well, how can we try and streamline the process? Do we maybe bring back a coach of yours to try and lead you to the promised land, a la what Geno Smith will do for the Jets?
Like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
Nick Shine joins us now. Nick, you're being summoned to Coach Charles to getting a job.
Now, there's more to that video that didn't get clipped together. You posted his Venmo. People sent him money, and he immediately sent it to the girl again, the scammer again. And that's when I started collecting the money, and I went and handed cash to his father like 2 days later. Because the scam continued, Jake.
Unbelievable. Chuck, you are one of one.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm a dipshit idiot.
Charles, I'm outside your apartment right now. You want to go look for a job? Come on out.
You serious?
Of course I'm serious. I just got out of work. I'm in the back by the door, by the elevator.
All right. Let me get my fanny pack.
God damn it, Charles! Stop getting scammed on April Fool's Day. What is wrong with you?
I'm turning off my laptop. I had the Jake Asman show on my laptop.
Charles, I'm kidding, Charles. I'm not outside.
He's not outside. So, he's playing a prank on you.
Believing everything you hear today.
Hey, Charles, did you hear what my raffle prize is today? It's a killer item. Darren Lee signed helmet.
Darren Lee, but then the real prize is a Don Maynard helmet. I saw it, Jake. I saw it.
Well, way to ruin my bit. Wah, wah, wah.
Charles, you're killing it. Ooh, Darren Lee reference. Ooh. All right. I got to go. Gentlemen, Charles, stay off the goddamn internet. Jake, keep up the great work. Chat, have a fantastic day.
Nick Shine, host of the Nick Shine Show. All right, Charles. Well, a year later, let's just wrap this all up. Reflect on what we've learned, right? We don't want to give random money to people claiming to be hot broads, right? Is that one lesson we've learned a year later?
Yes.
Especially if they happen to be from, where was this person, this hacker? Nigeria, we believe?
Yeah, Nigeria. Yeah, it's a Nigerian prince, actually.
Okay. Jay Perez says, you are lazy. Excuses and more excuses.
Story of my life, Jay Perez. Story of my life.
Dave says, Charles, instead of being negative, try something different.
I could be negative, also be truthful about myself.
Well, there's no reason you can't get a job, though. You're a smart man.
I do want to get a job. It's just, I'm actually going to make some calls. I'm actually going to think about making some calls or emails.
When you say you're going to think about making calls, just make calls. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Well, if I don't think about it, I'm not going to do it. So, anyway, I hope you have a good day, Jake. Keep up the good work. And also, let's hope. Can't wait for I wish you luck on your draft party in the 23rd. You know, I'm attending the Talking Jets draft party. Also, I got this from Talking Jets today. Shout out to Ryan Blaney, Matt O'Leary, and Green Bean. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Thank you, Charles. Gator writes in, Charles, Beast has worked more in the last month than you have in 2 years. How does that make you feel? Strong stuff there from Gator. Super chats, cut the line. Bino super chats. Chuck, there's better ways to spend that money. Strippers. Bino, thank you for that. More of your calls right now. This man had Wendy's earlier today. He is a man's man. A manly man, if you will.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Ay, 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 ay.
Beast.
Back pain today. It just started today.
If it's a day that ends with Y, you complain that you have back pain, though. Have you noticed that?
They turned on the EMF. You know what EMFs are? Data centers.
Hey, can you turn on the ring light so we actually could see you?
Give wait a minute.
Yep.
I just put my favorite little backup plan on.
Little icy hot.
This works. And I rubbed it all over my back. Oh, it's circulating in onto the inside and breaking all that down, which is a good sign. Happy Easter to all of our New York fans and our New York Jet stars. We're gonna be just fine.
Hey, King Loki says your back problem stems from the Wendy's.
I'm not gonna yell at this guy today. Wasting my time. It's like that the Spice Girls song. Stop right now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, what's your message to the leader of Jets? Have you guys straightened things out?
I already know three words I'm gonna say. DDT stands for 911. If you know what that means, that's from a good friend of mine, the Fabulous Freebirds. You know, Michael Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin, the Fabulous Freebirds. You know who I'm talking about. You know, you don't know who the Fabulous Freebirds are, do you?
No one knows what you're talking about.
You don't know who the Fabulous Freebirds are? Michael P.S. Hayes, the man that sang the song, oh, Freebird. Come on, look him up. And Jimmy Jam Garvin.
Let me bring on my Beast expert here. Leader of Jets, what do you make of what's happening?
Time out. You son of a bitch.
Hey.
Okay, boy. Okay, boy. Now
you should wait to put on the Vicks Vapor Rub. Ooh, the back.
See this? You know who this is? This is Furio right here. Meet Furio.
Furio?
Yeah, Furio.
From The Sopranos?
It's Italian. This is gonna go across your ass next.
Oh.
Keep it up with me, boy.
I thought you were less turned on.
I warned
today.
you yesterday.
This guy is.
I warned you yesterday. You come in here with that gay innuendo, I'm gonna beat you so bad. Your father should have left you when you were a little child.
Beast, you were topless yesterday. The whole
and
chat was turned on.
To say to you. I got a friend. I got somebody in Wisconsin that you can go on a date with. His name is Bobby Beasley. Look him up.
I do have a question. People have accused me of being a contrarian.
Go on a date.
Can we see the picture that Charles? Maybe Charles was, let's vindicate him. Maybe she was pretty. Maybe she was worth $1,000. Can we see the woman that Charles sent money to?
I'm putting icy hot on my back. This will take off the pain and the blemishes.
Hell, stop. Hey, Charles, if you're still listening, should be a text of the hacker. Leader of Jets, what else is on your mind? Is that a Yankee jersey?
It is a Yankee. It's Judge.
Nothing right now. 5th inning. Yankees trying to start 5-1 ahead of the first homestand of the season. Let's go.
Pitching looks great. It's a great start. I'm a little bit of a fake Yankees fan. I don't get all the way in till, I don't know, game 50, but I threw the jersey on. I do want to see the lady, like I said, from Charles regarding Asmaniac Madness. Mad Max, a fan since 2016, and he was bragging about that. Remind me, the last time the Jets won 10 games was when, Jake?
2015.
Ooh, and since then, how has it gone?
So are you saying that Mad Max becoming a fan has a lot to do with the lack of success from a win total perspective since.
Here it is. Here's who I'm voting for. Mr. Vegemite, Mr. Australian Jets fan. Pretty crappy of you to give him. Let's go. Let's go. It's AJF in a blowout. Mad Max, do your time. Maybe take a year off and the Jets will make it to the playoffs. That's all we're looking for. Love to the down under. I might have a Vegemite sandwich today.
Sounds great. I would too, but my Vegemite's expired, so I need to go buy some more.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
I thought that was a great call by leader of Jets. Strong take. Love it. Now on the line to respond is...
Oh, my God.
Mad Max. Max,
Oh,
your
man.
thoughts?
We're mounting this comeback, Jake. We're mounting it really good. I got people to vote for me at school. You know, I was marketing this event, you know, Jake. So I just marketed it to some people earlier in the student center. So
How did you explain this event? When you said you got people to vote for you, what did you tell them?
I just said, you know, I'm on the Jake Asman show today. You know, I'm going against Australian Jets fan. You know, that's what I've been saying. You know, I told some girls that, I told my boys to vote for me. I was like, you know, let's get as many people in the student center right now. And but I'm just walking around the studio. You know, we're getting so many people to vote for me. You know, Jake, we got a couple people to vote for me. So
Mad Max, put your phone up against something and lead a Jet chant in the student center there. That will help.
That is a great idea, Jake, guys. This is a great idea. That's a perfect idea. See if you guys see me now, because I'm gonna do a wonderful Jet chant.
My God.
I'm gonna do a wonderful Jet chant. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
Louder.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
Mad Max, job well done. Go find some more people to vote for you.
Sounds good, Jake.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max, outstanding. More of your calls right now. Let's say hi to Lou B, Super Jet fan. What's up, Lou?
I got my draft hat, Jake. It just came in the mail with the pin and everything. I can't.
Wow. It looks better on you than the initial pictures I saw. I didn't love it when I saw the pictures of it, but it doesn't look bad on your head there.
Well, I got you one, Jake. I'm going to give it to you at the draft party.
You got me one? Oh, my goodness.
You sent me this shirt?
I did send you that, yes.
So it was crazy because I was like, oh, I wish it was a short sleeve. And all of a sudden I pulled the sleeves off and I was like, wow, short sleeve. Perfect. Thank you for the shirt, by the way. I didn't know if it was you.
That was me. Yep. Thanks for all you do, Lou. I can't wait for the draft party.
I appreciate that. Jake, today I want to call up and give some news about Mad Max that I know that should sway the votes here. I was at a game once that Max was at, and I saw him with two other guys. Jets were losing, of course. And I seen him leave the game early because the weather was bad. I saw him walk out of that game, and I was like, that's definitely Mad Max. And I gave a good look. My eyes are pretty good. But to go against AJF, who wakes up in the middle of the night to watch these Jets, how bad they are, and is just totally a real Jets fan, travels from there to here to come to Asmaniac meetups, that's a real Jets fan. I think Mad Max does it for the hype. I think he has his own show. He goes on your show, promotes his show. Mad Max is shady. I'm sorry. Mad Max is shady to me, Jake.
Wow. Strong take. Look, people have left games early before, but like, how early are we talking about? What was the score at the time?
It was early. It was, listen, when you go there, you know the game. If you're going to the Jets game, you know it's going to be a tough game.
Yep.
I just seen him leave early. And for me, the way I am, I stay to the end always. And, just the way that AJF treats this team and wakes up and all that, it's a big dedication for him to like change his life every day. And one more last endorsement I want to give. Obviously, some of Gary's takes I do agree with. Some, sometimes I hear him say crazy stuff and I'm like, it's not so bad. But I am 100% supporting Amanda Madison in the Asmaniac Madness. 100%. You cannot agree with a guy who does not respect women. I grew up in an Italian household in Queens. Gary does not respect women. Does he know football? Definitely, Gary. But the woman stuff is just off the charts, Jake. Off the chart. This guy.
He's Gary. Look, that matchup is coming soon. That's tomorrow afternoon.
I mean, come on, Gary. That's crazy. I love women. I don't know who watches this show that doesn't love women. I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Strong takes, Lou. Real strong.
And Jake, the draft party's coming up April 23rd. It's free to come in. It's free to go to the draft. Everyone just come on. Just make your way. This is a chance of a lifetime to see this. Hopefully we make history with Magician.
Lou, great call. Can't wait for the draft party, man.
Thanks for the shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lou B, Super Jet fan. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let me get caught up on the super chats, and then we will get right back to your calls. This one is from Sean, who says, Jake doesn't work because he loves what he does. See, if you love what you do and get paid for it, that's the key. I agree, Sean. That's well said. All I'm doing is working today, though. This is the second of 3 shows that I'm hosting. We got the Jets Collective tonight with Samini and BT. So everyone tune into that later. Rat Diddy in the house. What's up, Rat? He's in the raffle for 4 here. For those who missed it, Don Maynard signed helmet is the prize at the end of the show. Please get your entries in now if you can, because I'm not going to be able to go as long as usual. So I have to start counting the raffle names.
Good job.
Has Beast ever been abducted by aliens? Maybe that's where the back pain is coming from. Beast, have you ever been abducted by an alien? That's the Rat Diddy theory here. Beast? Unmute your mic, Beast.
I'm going to say this one more time. He went full retard, man. Never go full retard. You know about that? Ask Sean Payne in 2001 and tell me what that's all about.
Are you quoting? Is that Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, you got that right. Come back to me later.
How's the back pain?
Slowly escalating, taking its time and working. This is why you buy this stuff. I'm putting icy hot on my back. This will take off the pain and the blemishes.
Hell, stop. Ladies and gentlemen, Beast Breaker. Cisco says, leader of Jets, turning the chat around. Vote AJF Cisco in the raffle for 2. M123, very good call, but I refuse to call him leader. Sean Bennett says, Jake, why you never sent me bleep? I don't know, Sean. I'm not, you're not one of my business partners like Lou is. Lou is the guy I'm working with to orchestrate the greatest draft party in Pittsburgh. I'd be happy to send you something. What do you want, Sean? Should I try and come out with a Jake Asman sunglass line? You could be our model if we ever make them. Cisco Lopez in the raffle for 10. Hey, now a $50 super chat.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Gary is part of the show, and he's a super entertaining and OG, but the women stuff can't back it up. Vote Amanda. This is a bounty for Gary. Preemptive bountying of Gary. This is strong, Cisco. Here's what I'm going to do. Gary has a right to defend himself, but I do respect bounties around here. So the only compromise that I think I could come up with is one that hopefully all of you understand why I got to do what I got to do. Let's say hello in the hole to Gary 3D Boxing. Hello, Gary.
I'm bountied. I'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary.
Now look what you've done, Gary. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Gary logged off. Now, I don't think that actually helps Amanda's chances, because you're going to have the free speech advocate saying he didn't even say anything and you're putting him in the hole. So I actually don't think that that's going to help Gary, Cisco. I would rescind your bounty if I were you. Now, I'm just giving general advice. You do what you want. But I don't think that helps Gary or helps Amanda's case. I don't. In fact, Amanda wrote in, let Gary yap. I'm all about free speech. So, I think Amanda has proven that she could just win on her own. Kyle Clifton just posted bail. Free him. How about that? Wow. Unreal. Clifton, 10 raffle tickets. Incredible. Gary, if you call back in, you are a free man. Free at last.
Right.
Free at last.
Shout out Kyle Clifton. I actually I wanted to address Kyle Clifton because Kyle Clifton, you can speak to a man to man. And look, I saw Amanda's video, and Jerry Jones said, it's my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes. The 3 biggest tips to making a sale. The first one is ask for the money. I don't know what the other 2 are, but the first one is ask for the money. And Amanda asked for his endorsement, so he gave it to him. That's fair. That's fair game. Amanda asked for it. I didn't. But what Amanda didn't ask for, Mr. Clifton, is your vote. So you can endorse her all you want. I'm asking you for your vote, Kyle Clifton. Can I have your vote? Have I earned your vote? Can I earn your vote, Mr. Clifton? That's number 1. Number 2, Lou B. Don't be a female. I take care of and provide for and protect for 2 women. Don't be like that. Like, that's ridiculous. How many women do you take care of and provide for? I have 2 women who count on me for everything. Don't act like I don't like women. That is a stupid lowbrow thing to do. Don't ever do that. That's like lowbrow. Then the other thing is, thank you again, Kyle. Thank you. Did I thank him for bailing me out?
You do. And also, Ant Jets, I think, tried to post bail as well. I want to shout him out here. 10 entries for Ant. He's stepping up in honor of Gary as well. Wow.
I also like I got a 132 IQ, and an IQ test is mostly pattern recognition. B said DDT equals 911. I'm not seeing the pattern there. How does DDT equal 911? It's just a question. You don't need to bring them on. I'm just wondering how DDT equals 911. I'm utterly confused by that. Also, Charles Gorman. He's already. I posted a link in the private chat. Here's how to make lemonade in 3 minutes. If he wants to make lemonade, if he wants to have a lemonade stand, it's all there.
Do you think Gorman could be capable of running a lemonade stand as a business?
7-year-olds run lemonade stands. I think I had a lemonade stand when I was yes. The answer is obviously yes. Like he graduated college. That means you can retain and recite information. He can run a lemonade. He could probably do a lot of things, right? Like, yes, he can run a lemonade stand. Does he want to? Is he going to? Those are different questions. Those are completely different questions. But he could for sure, 100%. And also, so look, I have a court thing tomorrow, so I'm probably not going to be able to. Your timing is impeccable. The first one I was up against Jay Graves. I was at my best friend's house. I have my 2 best friends in the world who I see like once a year, and I'm at his house, so I can't call in. I couldn't even vote for myself. And then in the second round, I have court at 1:30. I don't know what time it's going to get out. I don't know.
Well, you're in Central Time, so if I start my second show with Dylan at 4:30 Eastern, there is a chance you could be out in time.
Yeah, it's virtual too, because I'm disabled. They let me. I tried to get out because I have a lifelong hall pass from jury duty. So I tried to get out of it. I'm not being sued or anything. I have to give.
You didn't pay your taxes. I got concerned.
Well, that's something different. I was subpoenaed as a witness. I have to give witness testimony. So I tried to get out of it playing the disabled card. They're like, no, but you can. The Disability Act will allow you to give your testimony virtual.
If you want to send a video, I'd be happy to play it during your.
You got to figure out how to do that. Yeah, I could try to do that. I got to figure out how to do that.
Just email it to me, and if you get it to me in time, I'll play it on the first show tomorrow when I preview the matchup, and then I'll play it on the second show as well.
I might just have my chief negotiator do that for me.
You might need to bring back the nanny. I mean, this is gonna be
in Oklahoma. I got her. I got my chief negotiator.
I think you thought this would be easy against Amanda, but I think Amanda, to her credit, has called in a lot. She's done a good job. She's
it's like Trump at this point. Either you're going to vote for him or you're not. The name on the other side of the ballot really doesn't matter, right? Like you're either going to vote for me or I'm not trying to be like I'm Donald Trump, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Like you're either going to vote for me or you hate me. Like there's no one. I believe that there are 0 undecided voters. So like, what am I really going to do? I'm not going to do anything tomorrow that's going to change the minds of anybody. I really believe that. Like I call in 3 times a week, Jake, on average, maybe more, maybe less. Like the callers know who I am. They know what I'm about. They're either going to vote for me or they're not. I don't think anything I'm going to do is going to change any votes tomorrow. Either way. So that is what it is. The I hate women thing. It's so utterly ridiculous. I take care of and support and provide for 2 women for everything that they need in life, but I somehow hate women. It's like, no, maybe I just think some women are of no virtue. Is that a possibility? Like, I definitely don't hate women. That is, and that's another thing, right? Like, okay, you want to vote for Amanda? Vote for Amanda. She's a fine call. I'm not here to bash Amanda, but like Leanie, who accuses me, saying, would Gary ever vote for a woman? Then Leanie goes on and says, vote for Amanda because she's a 4%er, which is to say a woman. So Leanie is doing the same thing she's accused me of that I actually don't do. I voted for Genergy. I voted for Jay Graves in the playing round. I voted for plenty of women, but she's voting for Amanda simply because Amanda doesn't have a Y chromosome. Think about that. And that's what she's accusing me of. So like everything in the world is backwards, right? Like everything is backwards. And I wanted to address something because I heard the whole show this morning. I just couldn't call in because I was busy. Big fella, shout out to Big fella. Big fella said, I'm calming down to try to win the tournament. Am I calming down? I always say, be you, be unapologetically you. I'm super high strung. I'm loud. And that's what I am. Am I calming down? Do I seem calm to you, Big fella? No, I'm not calming down at all. I am who I am. If that wins votes, that loses votes. If that wins votes, that wins votes. If that loses votes, that loses votes. Like there's not much I'm not going to change me to try to win some competition, right? So I mean, that's what it is. I mean that's really all I got.
Now let me ask you something.
Sure.
Do you hear that bell?
So Gary, let me ask you a question.
Don't do that.
I'm just asking you. First of all, I just want to say I love your takes. I respect all your football stuff. I think you nail it so many times. I'm like, Gary's right. It's the woman thing. I do not understand when you say that. I just don't get it.
Let me explain.
I know you take care of your family. I don't mean anything like that. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So please don't take that in any form and fashion. I would never talk about another man's family in any way.
I appreciate that.
Come on, the female stuff is crazy, Gary.
All right, let me try to clarify it, right? Because I actually think my position is biblical, right? So, all right, what is it? The voting thing? Is it just I don't think women should vote, or is that primarily what it is? Because it's usually that or the moon landing that tip people off.
I'm not even going to say about the moon landing because I can't do that, right? I don't have proof here to say, hey, Gary, I know they're trying to do it today, but that's another story. Gary, the voting thing for a woman not to be able to vote in our country, people have given their life for people to be able to vote here.
I hear you. Let me address that, right? Let me address that. I have a biblical worldview. That's what my entire worldview is based on the word of Jesus Christ. I try to be more.
I went to Catholic school.
Then this isn't going to be new to you.
Grammar school.
I believe the nuclear family is the core, the foundation of any society. Once you destroy the nuclear family, once you divide the nuclear family, then you destroy everything, which is largely what they've done, right? By giving one household 2 votes, you've now allowed them to divide the family. I couldn't imagine waking up in the morning and debating politics and arguing politics with my wife. That is the quickest way to divide your family.
Your wife, Gary. If she didn't agree with your politics, you didn't have to marry her. You chose her to be your wife.
That's a fair argument.
Splitting the vote, you shouldn't have married someone that completely disagrees with you, and some people do.
I could never do that.
It's her right to vote. It's her.
I don't think.
It's a
I also
right
don't think men have the right to vote. I don't think. I don't think most men. Landowners, taxpayers, married husbands. That with no criminal record. That's basically it.
Military.
If you're in the military, you get a vote for sure. If you're active military, you absolutely get a vote.
Tell me what disqualifies you from being able to vote.
It's not your I don't think people have the right to vote. I don't think, and this
Harry,
is
you're such a smart guy. I don't think you're so wrong on this. You're such a smart guy.
Okay, hang on. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
This is not against you. I promise you. I love watching you. I promise. I love watching. When you call in, I love watching you. It's this one topic. I'm not even talking about the moon. I'm talking about voting.
When you say they have the right, all a right
Everyone,
is.
you're human. You have the right. You live in this
When
country.
you say what do you mean by a right? Like, what is a right? If I said to you fundamentally, what is a right?
You live in the United States. You know that. And
No, you're telling me who has a right. I'm not asking you who has a right. I'm asking you what is a right. What is it? It's just an idea that you're willing to.
United States, you have the right to vote here.
But you're telling me. I understand. That's not how the Constitution was framed, though. So you're wrong about that. The framers believed in what I'm saying, not what you're saying. But I'm not asking you.
Gary gave the right to vote, and then people
No,
voted.
it didn't. There's nowhere in the Constitution that gives anyone the right to vote.
But
there's nowhere in the Constitution that gives people the right to vote.
It's a dictatorship.
If you look at the Constitution,
Would
the
you rather
only
live
thing
in Russia or the United States?
people could vote for was one chamber of one branch of government. That's it.
This is your interpretation.
No, it's not my interpretation.
This is your interpretation.
Hang on. No, the Supreme Court is nominated by the president. The president is elected by a college of electors.
The court said women cannot vote.
Can I answer the question first?
There's women on the Supreme Court.
I understand that there are women on the Supreme Court. I didn't put them there, but yes, there are women. Listen to what I'm saying. The president is not elected by a popular vote. The Supreme Court is not elected by a popular vote. According to the Constitution, originally, the senators were not. They were appointed by governors. The only thing that people could vote on, it was a very small percentage of men, land-owning, tax-paying men, who could vote, was on the House of Representatives, the People's Chamber. That's it.
Harry,
There was no other votes.
We're in a new world.
That's what the country was based on, though. You're saying
I get it.
The founders agree with me, not you.
Gary, we live in a society amongst people. We need everyone to collectively try to make decisions for each other.
So let me ask you this question: how is having a low IQ, unemployed person who lives off the taxpayer, who doesn't know anything, who's 18 years old, how does letting that person vote make the country better?
So you're saying men cannot be that? You're saying only women can.
Gary, you got no idea what life is. You are disrespectful to women, and you are dishonest to life. You're an embarrassment to me and to this country. You know, and then you have the balls enough to say, "Oh, I'm taking your tax dollars." Oh, no, Sonny. See, let's separate facts from fiction. You are fiction. You know what fiction is? Ace Ventura once said these words: fiction can be fun. If anyone wants to look up NFL's football's bonehead plays.
Yes, whoever said merit-based vote. Yes, I don't think voting is a right. I think it's a privilege that you earn. I don't think it's a right. I absolutely do not.
I don't know who.
I see you, baby.
All right, we're back after a wild segment there with Gary, Lou B. Unbelievable. Make sure you vote. Not for Gary and Amanda. That's tomorrow afternoon. But right now for Mad Max, an Australian Jets fan. Let's go. Mad Max is retaking the lead. 51-49 is the score. Home stretch of our show. If you want to enter the raffle, make sure you do it soon because we're not doing a full 2 hours. We got about maybe 25, 30 minutes left in the show. I have a third show I got to do tonight. So if I don't get to everyone on the phone lines, I'm giving you a warning. Let me shout out Jeffrey, who, while all the madness was going on, sent in a 5-spot and then another 5-spot to enter the Don Maynard signed raffle. Let's go, Jeffrey. Hit the Jet chant for him.
It's J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Jeffrey got you down. You're up to 20 entries this show. Ozzy in the raffle for one. Shout out to you, Ozzy. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ant Jets would like to dedicate 5 of his memberships to Gary and the other 5 to the Great Mimosa. Very nice gesture. And I made note of that in the names. Robin in the raffle for 2 says, Amanda forever. Beast still has me blocked. Put me in the raffle for the OG Jets wide receiver, Don Maynard. Ralphie in for 2. It's a bad week for Gary. We will probably send a spacecraft around the moon and pass the Van Allen belt, and he's going to get beat by Amanda. I'll tell you what, I woke up to an email this morning from Dave Briga, who wanted to talk about the fact that our country is embarking on some moon landing achievement. So it's quite fitting that Dave Briga is the very next caller.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Brigger. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Brigger. His claim is not too dirty. One Punch Brigger. Hated jokes is fighting size. One Punch Brigger. Does it everything he does.
Jake, good evening.
Dave, good evening to you.
I'm psyched tonight, baby. I'm psyched. We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. You know, for all those deniers, you're going to see this is technology. This is achievement in action. And it was pretty much veiled from us, you know. I didn't think, I didn't think we'd be going back this quick the way they kept it under the covers. But, you know, I didn't really call in for that. I'm psyched. You know, it's like T less than an hour now, like T left 50 minutes. So everybody get tuned in. This is supposed to be a real blast. It's this rocket's got 8.8 million pounds of thrust compared to the Saturn, which only had 7.5, but the Saturn was bigger. So this should be a big blast for all those down there in Florida. So if anybody's around, you know, I'd be watching out for it. Anyway, I really,
Dave. I mean, you and Sean look like you shop at the same sunglass store.
No, I just threw these on because I want to look like a spaceman tonight. I'm ready to go to. I wish I could be in there. Hey, you know what? There's a woman going in space too tonight.
It's Gary's worst nightmare.
One woman, 3 men and one woman going up. So hey, let's hope everything goes well. All kidding aside, you know, because you never know what could go wrong on a launch pad. We've seen it before. So just keep them all in prayers, guys. Anyway, I really didn't call. You know what? I'm calling about Charles Gorman. After a year, I'm sort of, I really feel bad for Charles. And I gotta, I would like to try to help him out. Now, if Charles would, change locations, I know I could get him a job. I know specifically the owner of an IHOP that's looking for help. And I could also, when I pull at the Mohegan Sun Arena, if I wanted to, I could get him a job at the changeover crew. Okay? So, Charles, if you're always willing to move, we could get you maybe a job. Just something to throw out there. I know it's changing locations in life is not easy, but you can't, after a year, you got to do something, man. You got to stop the negativity. You got to get up off your rear end. He's got to, he could do it. You just got to try. You got to try, Charles. What do you think, Jake? What do you think?
Well, it's a great gesture, Dave. I agree. I think when he's like, oh, I'll think about it. No, just do it. Go out there and apply for jobs.
Hey, you moved to Houston, right? You had to move. Right. We all had to move. We have to do things we don't like in life to get a start. You got to get up. You got to do something, Charles. You got to get motivated. Don't be like Glenn.
Now, Dave, stay right there because I got quite the surprise on hold.
He wears bad shit, crazy glasses. Spikes his football in the toilet. He might be a little drunk. 3D Gary thinks the guy is a midwit. Is that a Cybertruck on his face? Let's ask Sean Sugator.
Yeah, look at those shades.
Sean, what's happening, my man?
Hey, Burger, how you doing, man? Like, no disrespect, because you're my elder, so I can't disrespect you, like, totally.
What do you want to disrespect me for in the first place?
I didn't want to disrespect you. I just wanted not disrespect this. This is like meeting of the minds. Like little contestant about ideologies, basically.
We all agree not to speak about spiritual things here. I don't want to get into it again if that's what's a problem.
No. I'm not talking about spiritual stuff. I'm talking about actual, fragmentations of the elements that we have to deal with, or organic matter, basically. And I just wanted to basically say, in this day and age, things are different than they were back then, right?
What does that mean?
It means
Spit
you
it
could
out,
own a
man.
house. You could own a
What?
house, right? On a one, income. Like back in the, like 60s, 50s, you could own a house on one income and have the wife have like 3 kids and still be able to support them, right? On one income, right?
Yeah.
These days is different. Like I don't
Right.
know what it is. You have to have like to own a house. You have to have 3 people pitch in, and have like a reasonable budget. But it's a lot different, these days to survive.
Well, every age is different. Every age is different. Some people have to work 2, 3 jobs. I get it. Hey, I've worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs in my lifetime. I mean, you have to you have to put your nose to the grindstone. You just don't sit on your rear end.
I
Everybody's.
get it.
Well, I mean, a cost of it, you can buy. In 1967, people are getting paid $2 an hour. Okay. Today for menial jobs, you're getting paid 15, 20.
Yeah,
It
but
depends.
but
Everything changes. I think
economically,
that right.
things were a lot cheaper back then. And
Well, inflation carries on. We're $39 trillion in debt. What do you think? They just the
in
financial
debt,
system is a
is that
disaster.
like is that a real thing? Like they say like, oh, we're in $1 trillion in debt. Is that a real actual number, or is it just like a made up number?
No, it's not made up.
How do we know? How do we know if that's a real actual number?
Because
I don't know.
how do you know? Well, it's it's in the records. It's records. We spend more than we
Yeah,
take
but
in.
how do
It's
we
easy.
know?
You can just go. You can check online if you want to.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
An old-fashioned sunglass off. Well done by both Dave and Sean. I got plenty of people on hold, so I need to rapid fire through some more calls here. Atlantic City Phil is next. What's up, Phil?
What's up, Jake?
How are you, man?
Short time. I'm good. I'm glad I finally get to talk to you somewhat directly. What's happening?
This is your first time calling the YouTube show, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Well, you're in the raffle for 2 now. I know Phil's a regular on the radio for me on ESPN.
I never win.
Well, now you're in. Have you gifted a membership before?
No, I don't think so.
So you've never even been in a raffle then. There you go. Now you have a chance.
Yesterday's episode of your show had me crying. I think the build up to the draft has everybody extra crazy. The Asmaniacs are extra crazy. I mean, yesterday was hilarious. Today too, but yesterday had me crying. Beast be going crazy.
That's a typical Tuesday for him, to be fair. But yes,
Right.
he was crazy yesterday.
So I was listening earlier about the receiver deal. Besides BTJ, what other names do you think could possibly be traded for? Because I don't know any.
Well, the guy on the Packers, Samini mentioned as a name to watch. I was looking at Denver's wide receiver room earlier, and they have a crowded room after they acquired Waddle. I know some have speculated that maybe someone in that room could be available. What about Troy Franklin? Troy Franklin, 4th-round pick in 2024, so he's going into his 3rd year. I don't know if they could afford to keep him and pay him when they got so many other guys they're paying on that team. He had 65 catches last year for 709 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's 6'3", 180. I think he's a good compliment to Garrett Wilson at that size. He's a name I would inquire about because I think if you look at Denver's room, it is a loaded room.
You know my opinion. I'm on the side of lose the battle to win the war. I wouldn't mind seeing, and it kills me because I love this team more than any of my other sports teams. I want them to have a bad season. I want Arch and I want Glenn out and I want Tomlin. I don't know if giving up any draft capital, to get any type of receiver is better than acquiring players through the draft to help us this season as well as next season, but especially next season. If Geno has a good season and takes us to the promised land, I mean, his ceiling is 7 wins, realistically speaking.
If you tell me he plays like he did in Seattle, maybe they could go 9-8, best case. But I don't think he's that guy anymore. I don't.
But then I'm nauseous because now we have the 20th pick in the draft.
But yeah, Phil, 9-8 would be great though, because then the Glenn would prove he could actually coach. You still have 2 other first-round picks. You could always move up for your quarterback. Maybe you acquire a veteran in a trade, and you're an attractive place for a guy to want to be traded to if you feel like you have the team and you're just missing the guy. Like, we only talk about Arch, and that's if you're really, really bad and he even lives up to the hype. There's so many different avenues it could go. I think right now, as we sit here on April 1st, the goal for the Jets should be win as many games as possible, add good football players now, and we'll see what happens when the year starts. But there's so many scenarios that could unfold. We can't I can't be worried. Oh, we went 9-8. It's a disaster because we're picking in the 20s. Who cares? I'll worry about that then. What if the Colts suck and the pick ends up being a lot higher?
I understand that these things are possible. I'm more along the line of, what's more realistic than not. Their schedule is extremely difficult. They'd have to win, against some very good teams with a team that's very suspect in terms of their roster and everything. I don't know. When you say things like that, you get me fired up, and I don't want to get too above, expectations. And then with the draft, would you rather them move up and give up a little bit of capital for a Tate to jump in front of Miami? I think Miami's definitely taking a receiver.
I would move up if it just cost me 16 and 44. I would not trade 16 and 33 to come up.
Agreed. And then if they were to stay where they are, you're basically out on the guard from Penn State at 16.
If there's other receivers there, I would take the receiver over the guard.
If Tate and Lemon and Tyson's my favorite, by the way. But if those 3 were off the board at 16, you would go with whom? The tight end, Sadiq?
If you're saying if Tate, Tyson, and Lemon are all
gone.
I would probably go Omar Cooper Jr. there.
So you're all in receiver at 16.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kenyon Sadiq, but I feel more comfortable drafting a wide receiver than I do a tight end.
And if they acquire one through a trade? Or Jennings?
Jawan Jennings, I think, would make sense if you want to sign someone, but clearly he is asking for way too much money. And I think after the draft, whichever contending teams didn't bring in a receiver and the comp pick formula doesn't factor in anymore for teams, that's when he signs. I think his agent told him just wait till after the draft. Teams that need a receiver that didn't get one via the draft, then he becomes more valuable for them.
I'm with you, basically. I hope to see you on the 11th, my brother. Thanks for letting me on.
Phil, you got to call more often, man. Great first call on the YouTube show.
Got out of work early. April Fool's on my boss.
Atlantic City Phil. Well done. Good call by him. Keep it rolling here. Jay from Seattle up next. What's up, Jay? Oh, no, Jay, we can't hear you. Hold on. Let me bring my tech expert. I'll try and walk you through. Beast, what do you think we should do?
Well, we'll see what happens first. We gotta play our cards right. Just always remember, the wiser man always has to have a good hand on the poker table. If you don't have a good hand, get off the table. Because if you play your cards right, if you don't play your smart hand and you put $100 in, you're fucked. That's called playing poker. You ever play poker? Hello?
If you don't have a good hand, leave the table. Why don't you just fold that hand? Why would you quit the game because of a bad hand?
Because if you don't have a good hand, get off the table.
Yeah, you've just
thrown away $100.
That's
what you were doing in the first
what you just did there.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Jay, I'm sorry you're having tech issues. I hope you could figure it out. I would love to hear your takes on the Jets. Mad Max, Australia Jet fan, voter update. 50-50. That's right. 401 votes, and it's telling me it's 50-50 right now between Mad Max and Australian Jet fan. Unbelievable. Let's hear from each of these contestants. Let's head back to Australia. AJF standing by. Make your pitch, AJF. This is a battle.
I got my glasses on, Sean Bennett style. Him and Debris inspired me. We've made it this far. We've made it this far, guys. Pull me through to that next round. I won't disappoint, I promise. I'm a Jets fan since birth, born on the other side of the country. I'm still born into this, and I had the choice. To either be a Jets fan, or I could have said, you know what, I'm picking someone else. But no, I picked the Jets, and I ended up in Asmaniac, and it was worth it. I love going to the draft party, and nothing will ever make me change. I'm a Jets fan for life since birth. since birth, I have this birthright. I didn't pick in 2016 after the Jets won 10 games on like someone else. But vote for me, and it'll be worth it. I'd love to pull off an upset. Yeah, I'm here. I'm fighting. I've been sitting here in this helmet and these pads all day watching this show, and I'm not leaving. So vote for me, AJF. Let's do it.
Oh my God. Asmaniacs, vote for me and Asmaniac Madness. We're tied 50-50, I know I've been a Jets fan since, I understand. I've been a Jets fan all my life, 2016, but I didn't really find them out. So I didn't really grow up a sports fan until I was 11 years old. So, I didn't find the Jets. So one day I was watching, ABC Family when I grew up, Jake, found the Jets, found love in the sense, I've been supporting all the Jets tours, but really was growing the last years being part of the Asmaniac community. I was at the playoff watch party of so many great Asmaniacs. Amanda Madison, who I'm voting good. Gary 3D Box. We need to support the 4%ers. Amanda's gonna win. All the Asmaniacs are great. Neil, Chef Kevin, Amanda, Charles Gorman. All the Asmaniacs are great. And I want to use this Asmaniac Madness to not only grow the Asmaniac community, but we need to like unify the Asmaniac community through Christ. Before Christ, I was a completely different person. Before Jesus, before Christ is in my life, I don't have a lot of friends. I'm just saying we need to unify this Asmaniac community, Jake. We're going to be unified through these Asmaniac events, such as your draft party in Pittsburgh. But vote for me for Asmaniac Madness against Australian Jets fan. And we'll be going on this week 16. What's up?
Do an Aaron Glenn salsa dance. That might unify people.
We're going to be doing the Aaron Glenn salsa dance, guys. This is the Aaron Glenn salsa dance. Can you guys see me? See if you guys can see me with the Aaron Glenn salsa dance. Can you hear me?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Good job.
Strong pitches there from AJF and Mad Max. This is a battle. This is tight. 51-49 the score. Home stretch of the show. I'm counting raffle names. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy's on the line.
The only thing worse than the New York Jets is cheap-ass shoes and head coach blues. At least we got Mougey and some first-round picks. Jake, my brother, I'm trying to get hype. But this team sucks, and Joe Bonesy needs me to sell new flippers to this fat dumpster fire.
Jake, my brother.
Mr. Bonesy.
I'm cooking. I just want to say one thing. I gave my Jets stuff earlier. In this tournament, what are we voting for? Are we voting for the bigger Jet fan? Are we voting for who's more entertaining? Or are we voting for who we hate more? Just like yesterday with Leanie versus Thunderlips. I love Leanie. She's a beautiful soul. But it's March and we have 3 weeks to talk about Reese and Bailey. Don't we want to be entertained? Australian Jets fan, he's a good dude, man. He flew out from Australia to the Jet party, chilled with us, cool dude. But Mad Max makes me laugh, man. I want to be entertained. That's what this is about right now. Voting against Gary. Listen, I love Amanda, right? She's a sweetheart. How could you not want to see Gary go against some of these people? I mean, I guess the hate is that strong in this world that it's you just don't give a shit. It's I hate Gary's guts and I just don't want to hear him. I guess since I met Gary in person.
Well, why do you think you won last year? You're the defending champ. It was you versus King Lowski. Neil got knocked out this year in the round of 32. He was in the Final Four, though, a year ago. I mean, I think people just vote for who they like.
Last year was different. Last year represented 3+ years of Asmaniacs and the biggest Jet fan and who brought it more Jets related was in my opinion what was driving last year's tournament. This year's tournament, I feel is more about entertainment. I feel like the timing of when it is in this dead spot of this window we have between the draft and I just want to be entertained. That's all I'm saying. My vote went to Mad Max, even though Australian Jets fan's a good dude. And Gary, listen, everybody has a grandpa who still thinks like Gary. So That's what he is. He's just stuck in the past, and he's really strong, opinionated about it. So that's my take. I have my grandpa. God bless his soul. When he passed away, you get the fellas around. You start talking to a grandpa. I mean, he sounds just like Gary. So, but I gotta go. I'm in the middle of cooking, and man, can we? Thunder Lips going down yesterday is still stinging because he was bringing it. If Thunder Lips was bringing it as hard as he did, and we sent him home, I don't know what we're doing. But
ladies and gentlemen, strong takes from Mr. Bones.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Hey, look, it's tough. I mean, people vote for who they like at the end of the day. I thought the entertainment would carry more, but I think we've seen, like, if you're just nice and people like you in the chat, you'll do well. If you are entertaining and you're really nice, like Kyle Clifton, big fella, I think you dominate in this type of tournament. I think PBM will do really well. But I don't know. I mean, it's random. I thought Neil would have done really well. He was in the Final Four. Chef Kevin knocked him out. Neil called 86 times during the year. Chef Kevin called 26. So sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. But you got to be in it to win it. That I do know. Mike D's Nuts writes, saying AJF flew across the world. Enough said. Mike D's Nuts endorsing Australian Jets fans. Here's your scoreboard update. I got time for a couple more calls. If you're on hold, stay there. I promise I'll get you in. 51-49 Australian Jet fan is leading. Let's get right back to your calls. The number one seed in this year's tournament is next. Did we lose Kyle? Kyle. He's not inside or outside there. He's in a dark hole underneath.
Swish. Swish. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Ay, 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 ay.
All right, before we get to your last remaining calls, let's talk about today's sponsor, Rula. If you're a Jet fan, you know what stress is like. Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, the offseason, the draft, free agency. Being invested in the team is basically a full-time emotional commitment. And honestly, a lot of people carry that same stress into work, family life, relationships, all of it. I've seen friends, family, people in my life really benefit from therapy when things start piling up. The problem is it's usually hard to get started or way too expensive, and that's where Rula comes in. Rula is a healthcare provider group that makes therapy simple and affordable. They work with most major insurance plans, and the average copay is about $15 per session. That's less than a beer at MetLife. With Rula, you get matched with a licensed, vetted therapist who actually fit what you're looking for, and you could book sessions fast, sometimes as soon as the next day. No long waits, no guessing, no nonsense. If you're ready to invest in your mental health the same way you invest in the Jets every week, go to Rula.com/Asman and get started today. That's RULA.com/Asman. Take the first step and take control of your mental health with Rula. More of your calls right now. We say hello to an Asmaniac who will go head-to-head with Gary 3D Boxing tomorrow afternoon.
Jets, 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 Jets.
Hi, happy Passover to everyone who is observing or celebrating. I just wanted to say that I'm so glad that everyone enjoyed the video. The people in the beginning, by the way, those are just like my normal friends, the gym going friends. So for some context, thank you so much for being so supportive. Definitely was not an easy task to make that, but I really appreciate it. And everyone who called in after, whether it was like Gary's accountant and like big fellow who started the whole thing, beyond what words can do justice. So thank you. And I'm driving, so I forgot my second point. But I did have another. I remembered it. If I beat Gary, if you guys vote for me and I beat Gary in the round of 32, I Charles Garner with finding a job. I've helped other people find jobs in the past. I'm very connected. I'm not quite sure where he lives.
We're losing
I
you.
will do
You said
everything
you're going to
in power
help
make
Gorman
myself
find a
available
job?
to him and be his career coach.
That sounds like a yes. Amanda, your Wi-Fi's bad and you're driving, so type in your point if we missed it, but it sounds like she said she'll help Gorman find a job. Which is very nice. Now, I don't know what her experience is in finding jobs. But who knows? Let's see. We lost her. Amanda, pull over.
I'm on a highway, so that's going to be a little difficult. We're late to dinner already. It started at 6.
So you're not that late.
No. I mean, I'm going to be like 6-7 minutes late. See what I did there for the kids? 6-7.
Well played.
Thank you. What did you ask? You cut out before.
So you're going to help Gorman get a job is what you were proposing.
Yes, I will make myself a resource to Gorman and help him get a job should he want to take it. But I need to see some initiative from him. You know, there has to be some desire, some effort expended on his behalf. I'm not going to do it for him, but I'm going to work with him. And we're going to help find him a job that suits his strengths. If you guys all vote for me, of course.
Now, how do we know that you're qualified to help Gorman to get a job, though? Gary sent Charles a link to make a lemonade stand. What can you do?
Well, I have experience working for like an education tech startup where I helped a lot of high schoolers with their college applications. And I have applied to hundreds of jobs myself back when I was in college, and as well as when I transitioned from investment banking into doing public finance. So I have a lot of experience with job applications and helping other people get into colleges that I think will translate well into helping Charles get a job. I'm well connected. I am based in New York, so if that's helpful for you, Charles, we could see what we could do there. I have lots of suggestions from the career services at my university and like resources that I can share with Charles. We're really tapping into something great here. Like, I think I am the girl for the job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Madison.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
I received a message in the private chat I just saw from Gary wanting to respond. Uh-oh. Hello, Gary.
Oh, I wanted to ask Amanda. So my accountant, who she thinks sucks, is a chick. It's a broad. Should I fire her and replace her with a man? I'm just curious. Should I fire my female accountant and hire a male accountant who could probably do the job better and I wouldn't have to go through court and stuff? Should I fire her?
Why does the female accountant suck though? It's not because she's a woman.
I don't know.
The
IRS. The IRS keeps. She went to Michigan State. She works for Deloitte. I would imagine she's fairly smart. I don't know. The IRS keeps knocking down my door. Should I blame the accountant? Should I hire a man who's probably more competent?
No, I mean, you're probably not providing your accountant with full information, and that's the reason for you getting audited. I'm pretty sure any accountant that is like smart enough. This is gonna go. I'm not gonna. It has nothing to do with her.
Should I fire her, Amanda, and replace her with a man? Because you said my accountant sucks.
I think you should replace her with the most credible, useful accountant, irregardless of gender.
But then
it's
regardless. Irregardless isn't a word. It's just regardless. But never mind that.
Potato, Gary. The point is, you have to hire people based on merit, based on what they bring to the table, the value they actually add, not based on their gender, the color of their skin.
But then you want people to vote for you because you're a 4%er. So you completely contradict yourself, and this is why women
that's one of my reasons.
They can't remove their emotion from their decisions, and this is why you should.
I don't see why that can't be one of my reasons. I bring something different to the table as a woman that you don't. There's only 4% of us. I have a unique perspective. I think that holds weight.
You have a unique perspective, or should they vote for you because of your unique perspective, or should they vote for you because you have no Y chromosome?
Just like you. Gary, my Jets stakes are better than yours. You wanted to censor Raffle.
There is not a person alive who thinks you're more entertaining. No, Amanda, if people want to vote for you, I think you're a good person. I do. If people want to vote for you, vote for Amanda.
Thank you.
I never run a negative campaign. There's not a person on earth who thinks your calls are more entertaining than mine. Can we agree on that?
That's just because I don't say polarizing things, Gary. You get the people going because you say controversial things. What do you want me to say? Should I just start making things up?
You gotta move the Overton window over enough to get a reaction.
I'm a woman of my word.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Good God. All right, Gary, Amanda, thank you. That will be a battle tomorrow afternoon. Aaron super chatted. Team Gary, he's in the raffle for 2. Genergy supporting Amanda goes 4% forever. Genergy, you're in our raffle for the Maynard helmet for 4 entries there. Zach Van Buren writes in, ironic Asmaniac moment. The OG Mad Max was Australian. Mel Gibson. Well played. Right now, it's 51-49. Australian Jets fan leading Mad Max. Poll voting will close shortly. Last chance to get your vote. I see Sean is still on hold. Sean, final point. Go ahead.
Hey, Jake. I'm glad you put me on, Basically, who is this Amanda chick? I don't even know who she is. Like, she's a late runner, right? I've been on here for 3 years, right? I've been, I don't know. Like, I subscribed 3 years ago to your channel. I don't know who she really is. So, like, for her to act like she's a front runner, just because she has the politics, I guess. Come on, man. Let's be real. Like,
you've never seen her calls before? She's been calling for like 7 months.
I've seen a couple of her calls, but to say that she should get more votes than Gary, it's insane to me. I mean,
so why are you endorsing Gary? I think it's going to be a very close competition.
Because Gary, he puts in the time, he puts in the. Come on, he's polarizing, but he puts in the time, he puts in the effort. Yeah, he hit some of his takes, aren't the greatest, by any means. But Amanda is come on, like let's be real. If we're gonna go on like how can I say it? Identity, like politics, you know what I mean?
You think she would only win because people are voting for her because she's a woman?
I didn't say that. I said you see, you put me in a hole right now. What I said is she doesn't have the pedigree as Gary. She don't have the pedigree.
Well, how are you voting? Are you voting?
She doesn't have the fucking pedigree. So don't make me sound like I'm fucking being sexist, bro.
Sean, why are you getting so mad? We're having a conversation on a talk show.
No, but you said because she's a woman. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying she don't have the pedigree.
Yeah, but you didn't clarify what you were saying. You said because of politics. So I asked, is that because she's a woman?
Well, I'm saying because of, a disclaimer, right? A disclaimer. I'm going to call it a disclaimer, man.
What if someone wants to vote for Amanda because they find her calls solid, she's nice, entertaining, and Gary is polarizing? He has takes that people vehemently disagree with and get into shouting matches with. What if it's that?
Because there's a lot of simps on here. There's a lot of simps guys. They'll be like, oh, she's a female. She's somewhat okay, pretty.
Well, what if the vote is anti-Gary more than just pro-Amanda? What if people just don't like Gary and they just want to vote against him?
I just don't get it, man. It's just like Gary has been here since the beginning, man. Like, he should be like a front runner.
Did you vote for Beast?
No, I didn't vote for Beast.
Beast has been here every day for a year, and Leany called twice the whole year and knocked Beast out of the tournament.
Yeah, but Beast is he doesn't make a lot of good Jets content. Like, he doesn't go to detail about Jets information and you know what I mean? He's more of like a how can I say it? Like a not showboatist, but he's like an icon. Like, he's the icon of the show. So,
but Beast has pedigree.
It's different pedigree. It's different pedigree. But I'm just saying, like, Gary puts in his hours. He puts in his time. I mean,
did you vote for Neil or Chef Kevin?
I didn't vote for Neil or Chef Kevin.
Who would you have voted for?
I like Neil.
Well, guess what? Chef Kevin won. Chef Kevin only called 27 times or 26 times. Neil called 86.
That goes for the voters. That's the voters' problem, not mine.
Well, it just shows you people will vote for who they like. It doesn't necessarily have to do with because Amanda's a woman.
The voter, you know why? Because people are, fickle. They're like, sway like weeds. So like wherever the wind blows heavily, people will often go. So, this voting thing, that's why I don't care about 18-year-olds voting, because I don't believe 18-year-olds should vote. Because you have to be like,
18-year-olds should vote?
What?
How old should you have to be be able to vote?
25.
Do you think the age limit to vote should be 25?
Yep. Because that's because you're constantly aware. You're more aware of yourself. You're more aware of your surroundings. It becomes what
about women? Should they be allowed to vote?
Yeah, women should be allowed to vote. Of course, women should be allowed to vote.
Gary
but
says
I'm saying
they
it should come with a certain age.
So should it be 25 for women, but 18 for men?
No. You see what you're doing, Jake? I see what you're fucking doing. Like,
Sean,
I'm not stupid.
This is a family show. Stop cursing. I'm asking you a follow-up question. We're trying.
I know what you're doing, Jake. You're trying to make me seem like somebody I'm not. You're trying to twist the narrative.
I asked you a question.
Yeah, but you're twisting because you're saying, all right, what about women? They're 18 and men are 25. Dude, I drink, but I'm not dumb.
Right. So why don't you say, no, you didn't clarify for both genders. So I followed up. This is where you could clarify. It's called having a conversation.
Yeah, but I clarify as both 25, men and women.
Why are you getting so mad about this, Sean? Are you okay?
No, because you're trying to twist the narrative.
No, I'm concerned about you, though. I'm concerned about your well-being.
I'm concerned about...
You're very angry today. I don't think we need to be angry over a YouTube
because I'm so sexy.
Tournament. You're sexy.
That I can't help myself, I have to feel my own beard. I like to, shave my own chest. So, and I like myself.
Hirsch writes in, did anyone else count how many fake diamonds are on those glasses? Are those real diamonds or fake diamonds, Sean?
And a lot of people... These are fake. Come on. The rhinestones, like fake. But a lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, I'm drunk. You know why? Because they are sheep. They follow the line.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have their own mind perceptives on shit. So anybody else that goes across the lines, they can say, oh, he's drunk. He's doing drugs, but whatever.
So do you think you'd be able to operate a motor vehicle right now?
I can operate a map to pleasing a woman orally, but yeah,
that wasn't the question though. Can you operate a motor vehicle?
Yeah, I can operate. Forklift.
No, how about a car?
But I can operate. You know what I could do, Jake? I could do some magic tricks for you.
Yeah, but what about driving? Like, would you pass the sobriety test?
If I blow into a sobriety, yeah, but that's not the point. That's not the point. What is that? What's that point?
No one knows the points you're making.
Jake, come on, you know the point I'm making. Don't make it seem like I'm just talking out of my ass.
I've spent this call trying to go inside the points you're making, and then you yelled at me. I haven't been able to gather the proper information I need to be able to understand.
Jake, I know you're not dumb. Come on, Jake. Come on, man. I'm not talking crap and garbage. Come on. You're smarter than that. But you're not like your listeners. Come on, you're
JD
smart.
says, I'm lost on the point. Big fella, you're talking out of your ass. See, people don't understand your point. Thus my job to try and ask questions.
Jake, come on, man.
Sean.
You're intellectually smart. I know, Jake. You are smart. Come on.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
This show's got to end soon, and it's 50-50 right now in voting. We might need an overtime period. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to get a Kyle Clifton call in. After that, I'm closing the poll voting. So Kyle Clifton, the final caller before the poll closes. If we need overtime, I got to allot myself some time to do it.
What a show. An all-timer today, I think. It's just fantastic. This one's going down in the annals, I think.
You might be right.
Yeah, I mean, you can see by my background, I did free Gary before. I do think it would be disingenuous of me and less than gentlemanly if I were to pledge to support Amanda, since she did ask for my support and then to vote for her secretly. So I probably will be voting for her because I don't know that endorsement. I understand what Gary's saying, like it's a secret ballot type thing, but I kind of think that it was implied that she would be getting my support. And if Gary had wanted it or was actively campaigning, he probably would have gotten the same. It's just very, very wild. The whole discourse around him is very polarized and like I think that some of it has to do with politics and how people perceive things nowadays. I think that if some of that stuff didn't come up on the show, it would probably be a slam dunk for Gary in very many ways. But as to what Bonesy was saying, like a Roman emperor that he needs to be entertained. I think that we can't get too excited about this because we're all going to lose the lane anyway. But that's just how I feel about it. And the guy's a juggernaut. I saw him on the first show today. And it was prime Lane. Like if you were to drop Lane's segment from the first AM show today and today, this is probably the best show that ever was.
Wow. Strong praise for the Lane train, Kyle.
I just saw that McShay just came across that McCoy from Tennessee had one hell of a pro day, solidifying that he is indeed healthy. So that's good for us. I don't think that we should be in the market for a cornerback in the first round. But if other teams are impressed by his appearance today, then maybe they'll take a flyer on him because he probably would have gone in the first round if he had been able to be healthy based on his previous year's performance.
I like that take. One less player that the Jets probably wouldn't be in on that maybe another team takes and pushes a better player to the Jets.
Right. And I'll be frank with you. Like I'm wholly open to a pass catcher at 16 and or 33 or 44. So either of those picks, I would be open to taking a pass catcher if the value seemed right. Because I think we do need it. I think that Mougey and Glenn are liars, and they're not very good at it, to be quite frank with you. So, we can all see that this team has problems with, kind of the position groups, the offensive skill positions, and we should probably look to upgrade that because it's time, and we have the picks to do it. And that said, I'll let you get out the door because I know it's been a long show. I appreciate
Kyle,
yes.
It's 50-50 right now. Who did you vote for, Mad Max or Australian Jet fan? This endorsement could sway the whole thing.
Well, I will tell you that what I said before still stands. I do not particularly care for run-on sentences. I think that the presentation for Mad Max on air leaves a little bit to be desired for some of his Jets points, but I think he'll get there. But he's without a doubt entertaining. I have met Australian Jets fan at the draft party last year, And like most callers, I was impressed that he came a long way to join the community, and you have to take that into account when you have a matchup such as this one.
Kyle, excellent call. Well said, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Mad Max, Australian Jet fan. I'm going to close the poll, and if they're tied and we need overtime, we will act accordingly. The poll is closed, and the winner of the matchup is, it's 50-50. We need overtime. Holy bleep.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Our first overtime of this year's tournament. 492 votes were cast. 50-50 is the score. Let's show the screenshot on my end so everyone can see what we're looking at here. There it is. The Dangerous Alliance round of 32 battle between AJF and Mad Max is tied with 492 total votes. Here are the overtime rules. I'm going to run a new poll. 3 minutes will be put on the clock. At the end of the 3 minutes, a winner will be determined. If they're tied again, we will go to a first time ever double OT period. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting in the names right now on YouTube for the poll. We have 3 minutes to go, and then we will determine a winner. In the meantime, we'll do the raffle as people are voting, because we got to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But for the first time in 2026, overtime in Asmaniac Madness is underway.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Vote, 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 baby. The poll is live. The poll is live. You determine who advances first ever overtime period. I have counted all the raffle names. In the meantime, I just realized I didn't start a timer on my end. My bad. I'm starting the timer right now in 3, 2, 1, go. 3 minutes on the clock, and we will stop it after 3 minutes. Again, 3-minute overtime session, and I have started the clock. So now we are underway, folks. Here we go. First overtime period of the show. First overtime of the tournament. Let's quickly, and I mean quickly, get to the Wheel of Champions. Beast, I'm sending it to you. Get us there quick.
Right. Beast Bulldog is here to tell you right now, hey, are we ready to see a great fight? And hey, Australian Jets fan, you got my vote, because why? The British Bulldog says so. Hey, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to that 2026 Wheel of Champions. And remember, if you're not down with the Wheel of Champions, you will feel the wrath of the British Bulldog just like this.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
You wouldn't believe this show for anyone who tuned in late. All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. I got the clock. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds till I end the poll, but I'm going to declare a raffle winner first. This is for a signed Don Maynard helmet. If you were the winner, you have to email me your name and address so I know where to send it to. Good luck to everyone, but only one can win the Maynard helmet, and the winner is Kyle Clifton. Kyle Clifton is the winner. Congratulations to Kyle. Let's go. Give him a jet check.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Kyle Clifton is the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 seconds. I will count down and then end the poll accordingly. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voting closed. The winner is Australian Jets fan. 52-48, 193 votes were cast. AJF is advancing to the Sweet 16. Wow.
Let's go. They wrote me off. I didn't write back though.
Congratulations.
Oh, that was some of the most high cortisol stuff I've ever been through in my life. Sitting here that whole show, like asking all of my friends to vote, asking them to tell me what's the score, what's the score, what's the score. You know, I put the work in. I flew to New York City. I made it to the draft party. It's paid off. It's paid off. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to compete in Asmaniac Madness. And I'm so grateful for every single person that endorsed me and voted for me. I appreciate it a lot. It means more than you'll ever know. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. Overtime it took to get it done. And here's your final scorecard. Let's take a look at what you have done. 50-50 going into the OT. And there it is, 52-48. 193 votes were cast in the 3 minutes we had the OT session. Remarkable job, Australian Jet fan. You've earned it. Mad Max, a great competitor. Both you guys outstanding. But only one can advance, and it is you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate everyone. This has made my day. Let's go through to the next round. I want a number 11 seed. Who thought a number 11 seed would make it this far? Obviously, not talking about Lena. She's a 16 seed, and she is absolutely destroying everyone. I would not be looking forward to going up against her. But yeah, once again, I just want to thank everyone. I appreciate it so much. What did Mad Max say? He said it wasn't going to be close. He said it wasn't going to be close. Maybe he was right, but he didn't clarify in which way it wasn't going to be close. So thank you, Asmaniac community, Asmaniac for life, Jets for life. Let's go. Big fella. Is it the big fella I'm up against next round?
Next round, you are going to be taking on either Luppy or the big fella.
That's going to be an even harder matchup. So, you know, I've got the momentum and I've just got to keep carrying it through. But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone so much. Let's go. Jets, 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 Jets.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
One of the best shows we've had in a long time. Thank you to everyone who watched. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm not done working. I got another hour of Jets talk with Rich Samini and Brandon Tierney coming your way tonight on the Jets Collective. Check it out. The link for that is already live. So when you're done watching this, you watch that. I'll talk to you guys in 30 minutes. As always, JETS, 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 Jets.
We have a big round of 32 matchup coming up. It's Amanda Madison versus Gary 3D Boxing. Who do you think is going to clinch the victory?
Amanda Madison, because she kicks ass.
That wasn't paid for at all.
And have you seen Gary?
He doesn't think women deserve the right to vote.
Endorsing Amanda here. She's the best, and she's a Jets fan. She's the one. She's the truth.
JETS, 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 Jets.
You know, I'm a little fan of Amanda, so I'll go for her.
You heard it here, folks. Vote Amanda Madison. So in the upcoming round of 32 match, who do you think's going to win? Amanda or Gary?
Gary. Amanda's going to win.
Hell yeah.
Even Theo is bored of Gary's takes. Vote Amanda Madison.
So I'm sitting around Tuesday night, minding my own business, and what happens, like every night, some attractive young lady slips into my DMs. It's Amanda Madison, and she wants me to endorse her in Asmaniac Madness against Gary, 3D Boxing. Well, you know, I never thought I'd be the number one seed in, Asmaniac Madness before, and I was flattered, and I thought about it, and I said, she asked me, he didn't, I'm more than glad to. Vote for Amanda Madison.
Hello, fellow Asmaniacs. Derek, the Kansas Jets fan here. I was asked by a friend, Amanda Madison, to endorse her campaign against Gary. Vote Amanda. Jets, 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 Jets.
Pegging out here, checking in from the lair.
Hey, we're here to endorse Amanda Madison in her upcoming match. She is wonderful, and she is going to kick ass.
Go, Amanda.
Jets, 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 Jets.
Hey, to the great Asmaniacs. It's Leanie here. I thought I'd pop in to give my endorsement to the great Amanda Madison. She's one of the 4%ers, and when she calls in, she's got some really good Jet takes. So let's get another 4%er into the next round. Vote for Amanda Madison.
Take that, Gary.
Right.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.